In this episode of E-Bikes for Seniors, we're going to talk about another important topic, comfort, because you're not going to want to ride this thing if it's uncomfortable. Let me tell you what you need to look for to pick that best electric bike for seniors. Stay tuned. Comfort on any bike, to include electric bikes, comes down to really just two things. What's the suspension and what's the seat? So let's dig into the issues associated with each of those and some things you should look for. Let's start with the seat because we all value our backsides. One of the great things about the Magicycle Deer, as well as the Cruiser, is it comes with a seat that is wide. You can sit your backside way back here on the back and get very good support. You can see that it's got soft material here, and I find that this seat is pretty comfortable. I just kind of push back on it until I get to the end here. However, my wife has a different preference. She likes a third-party seat. This is a Bikeroo, and you can see how remarkably different it is from what would come standard on pretty much any e-bike. But it's got a wider part back here, and there's a lot more cushioning, so it's a lot easier for her to ride on this for long periods of time. It's trivial to change out a seat. You just undo a bolt down here on the seat post and you can pop the new one on. You don't need to take it to a bike shop to get that done. So when you're looking at e-bikes, test the seat, because some come with a harder, more mountain bikey seat than the Magicycle line does, and quite frankly, I found those to be uncomfortable. E-bikes can come with two different types of suspension. All of them typically have a front fork which absorbs vibrations as your front wheel hits any obstruction, and the Magicycle Deer, being a high-end bike, has an independent rear suspension back here that will also absorb bumps and make your ride a lot easier. Now, what I find is that I like keeping my front suspension locked in so it doesn't travel at all when I'm just riding on a road, because I can get better range that way. But if you're going over any kind of rough terrain, you want to make the adjustments to this that you can see in different videos to make sure that it is at the right level of comfort to meet your requirements. You will only find a rear suspension on the higher end bikes like this beautiful Magicycle Deer, but you can kind of cheat with that, and you can get a suspension seat post that you can put in, and then that would have some shock absorbing ability as well. While we're back here talking around the seat post, you want to be sure that your seat post has one of these levers that allows you to make adjustments, because even if you have a place where you like to have it, you may be in a situation where you want to move it up or down a little bit to get a little more leverage on your pedals. Here's something you probably would never think of. Software that drives your bike has a direct impact on your comfort. Magicycle is unique, and then it lets you set up to 9 levels of pedal assist, and most important, you can customize the amount of power associated with each level. That way you're not going too fast, you're not going too slow. You can get into a comfortable rhythm with the gears at around 4 or 5 to allow you to go up or down as necessary. This is the key reason why Magicycle bikes are my favorite. Now, the final comfort item is the grips on your handlebar. And let me show you what Magicycle does, because they're top of the line. Magicycle offers these beautiful leather grips here on the Deer, as well as on the less expensive Magicycle Cruiser, and these are just so comfortable. I love the fact that they're tapered at this end, and my hand just fits on them easily. The final parameter you can adjust to get more comfort is the inflation of your tires. If you have them less inflated, you're going to lose range, you'll have more traction, and you'll also have a softer ride. Be sure you never inflate them below the recommended pressure shown on the side, and in fact, I would be reluctant to inflate them anywhere near that lower pressure plus 5 pounds, because The last thing you want is don't want your bead to come out if you hit some big bump and pop it out on the trail. Those are the key things you can use to judge comfort and then adjust comfort while you have your bike. And in my mind, I've had no issue at all with the comfort on either my Magicycle Cruiser, which is much less expensive than the top of the line Magicycle Deer. I tell you, this is just a beautiful bike, and I love that rear suspension when I'm hitting bumps on the mountain bike trails. Comments? Any other issues to improve comfort on an e-bike? Throw them down below. Thanks.